Hi, this is Sherry Veronica, National Organization of Women. Now, that's what it's called. Now, it's an acronym. You know that acronym spells a word. You cannot just give different parts of a organization and call it an acronym. It has to be able. You have to be able to say a word out of it, like National Organization of Women. Now, that's an acronym. You cannot say like Barbados Community College, BCC is an acronym. BCC is not an acronym. You cannot, it doesn't spell a word. So, okay, it just doesn't spell a word. It doesn't work that way. It has to be able to spell a word and it's an acronym. Okay, so now is an acronym for National Organization of Women. Okay, so let's continue. So they are in collaboration with Bureau of Gender Affairs. Okay, and they walked from all the way from Warrens all the way through Bridgetown, and then what did they take 2 Mile Hill? Did they do that? Take 2 Mile Hill and go all the way up to Haggett Hall? That's a good what? 4 miles? It's a good four. That's a good four. That's a long walk. I can do it. I can run it. I can run it. But that's a long walk for most Barbadians. But anyhow, the whole thing is a battle against domestic violence. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The whole walk was a battle against domestic violence, and they walk through the streets, and they want they want to be known. They want Barbadians to know that they're there, just in case they get into a relationship and something goes like south. That they can come to them with what I don't know. What will you go to now? Why would you go to the National Organization of Women if you know that you are in a relationship in the islands, in Barbados? You know what is going to go down when things go south. So I don't understand. But anyhow, they're talking about the initiative and how it aims to educate the public about recognizing signs of domestic and gender-based violence. I already told you that. If you see a guy, if you see a guy and he's standing on the side of the road and he's smiling at you, that's the beginning of gender-based violence. If he comes up to you and says, I like you, I like you, I like you, they don't have anything else to say. I like you. 3 words. They don't have much in their arsenal. Okay, I like you. That's the beginning of gender-based violence. The smile is the first red flag. I already told you that. The smile is the first red flag. Okay? So if you are in a relationship, there's going to be, even if some guys, they would say, well, I never hit her, but they're out there cheating. They are out and they're cheating on you, and they're betraying your trust, and they sometimes spend your money. They'll be cheating and they'll be spending your money. They'll be cheating on you with your money. Out there spending money on someone else with your money, or they'll buy you a gift to make you feel better after they've cheated on you with your money. That is violence. All sorts of abuse is violence. It could be it could be the words coming out of the person's mouth, and the way they're saying it, and the way they're putting you down, and the way that they lie to you, and the way they make promises that are never kept. It's all violence. And it's in relationships, domestic violence. Anytime you get into a relationship with a male, chances are the male is stronger than you. And you, right there, you have placed yourself in an uneven situation. You've placed yourself in peril. If you are in a relationship where a guy can actually overcome you with his strength, and that's usually the case. I don't think no females out there looking for no little puny man that she could be with this one here that is the, the big shot at the now. Look at her arm. She could put a guy in a netlock. I don't think any guy will mess with her per se, but not every woman is built like that. Not every woman is built like you, okay? So yeah, so what's her name? I don't know her name. Her name is staring me in the face, and it's just the way my eyes move. I wouldn't see it. It's right there. But anyhow, I'll put her name up when I'm done. Yeah. So anytime you are in a relationship, it has a window. It has a window, or when I say a window, there are phases. There are phases, and they're not meant to last forever. They're not meant to last forever. When you see someone who has been married, let's say 30, 40, whatever years, they've been through hell and back. They cannot give nobody advice. They should not give anyone advice because they should be ashamed of themselves. They should actually be ashamed of themselves because they stayed because they're afraid to be alone. They don't even like themselves. They don't even like themselves. They are afraid to be alone. They are afraid for the world to see them as being divorced or being single. People have a whole lot of hang-ups, and you have to blame the apparatus, the church and governments or whatever. A lot of people put stress on people to get into relationships, to have kids and that kind of stuff. You are being fooled. You are being had. You are being, you are being led down a road. You think Dorothy had it hard when she went down that rabbit hole? You are being led down a road of no return. It's like when I talk about crossing the Rubicon, you are screwed. And for guys, you're usually trapped. For a male getting into a relationship, it's like putting yourself in a trap. Actually, for me, with my personality, it's a trap for me because I like freedom and I like myself, I like my space. So it's a trap. So you have to know yourself though. You have to know yourself, and you have to be bad enough. You have to be bad enough to make money, to support yourself. Buy your homes, buy your car, order Uber when you want, or Lyft, or whatever is out there. Get your credit card out, and get your phone out, and get your your service one. You need to be bad enough to be able to call the shots for yourself and your life. And you wouldn't have to worry about all this gender-based domestic violence crap. All relationships in Barbados, and I deal with Barbados. I could say all over the world, but I'm not going to do that because let them talk about themselves. Any relationship you'll find in a place like Barbados, from where you came from, there's going to be abuse. There's going to be abuse, and you need someone who is like part robot. The ones that the relationships that last 10, 15, 20, 30, 40. Those relationships, you need someone who is partly a robot, AI, chick with AI. And what happens is the person that they're with, they berate them so much, they beat them down so much that the person starts to believe everything that particular person is saying. The abuse that they are enduring, they start to believe it about themselves, and they become like a robot. What they do is they come home, they know they have to cook, they have to clean the house, they have to do this, and they do all those checks, check, I've done that. And the guy does what he's doing. He's going to do what he's doing, gets home whenever he wants, and when he gets home, the house is clean. He doesn't have to raise his hand, he doesn't have to raise his mouth, and you call it a happy marriage. Oh, he doesn't even yell at me. We don't even argue. Yeah, you are a robot. You're a part robot. Okay, you're a bot. Okay, AI. Okay, and you're cheap. You're cheaply bought because he's not. If something were to happen, let's say something were to happen, you were to wake up, you got a little bump on your head, and you were to wake up and say, you know what? I'm getting out of this marriage. because I can do better all on my own. He will want you to have nothing. Usually, guys want you, when you leave them, to leave with zero. Zero. And you could be carrying them for the whole relationship, and they want you to leave with zero. And you're talking about National Organization of Women and the battle against them. The only way you can avoid domestic violence is to stay single. And how far is that going to go? If you were to start preaching that, how far would that go? Not going to go very far. It's not going to go very far, because there's also AI, or there's also a DNA bot within all of humans that it's gonna want you to. You're gonna have an itch, and you want to scratch it, especially what it comes on when you're like 13 and 14 and 15. They call it puberty. They actually had the audacity to give it a name, puberty. So you're going to be curious, and you're going to be doing things. Okay, you're going to be doing things and making mistakes and making bad choices, that kind of stuff. This place is a hell. A hell. Okay, it may not be the worst of hells, but it is a hell. And the only way you could avoid a lot of the pitfalls is to educate yourself. You have to have a mom, you have to have a dad to put that in your head. You have to have people who understand the world, and they put that in your head. Get an education. Not that education is any good. It's all bad. It's all bad. But do something, and do that something well, that it can pay you to support yourself. Any parent that is not saying that to their children, you are an abusive parent. You are an abusive parent. You must teach your kids to learn to do something, and do it so well that they're able to cover themselves. They're able to do that. Money is irrelevant. In the future, I can see money being irrelevant. But right now, you need it. Right now, we all need money, but it's a dirty, dirty thing. And whoever invented it, they invented it for themselves. They invented it because they wanted to be in control of it and look down on you. Okay, they're looking down on you because there's a money system I think it's out of London, and the people who control the money out of London, and the people who control religion, the Pope, that's in Rome, and there are other places that they're control sectors. Okay, they're control sectors in the world, but the money system is located in the UK, London. And they do it to keep you in your place. They do it to keep you poor. You have to pull that rug from under them. It's up to you, but you need the information. You need to understand where you are, and you need to play this game better. You actually need to be able to play this particular game much better than you are doing right now. And maybe, you will see some progress in the future. But at the moment, when you talk about domestic violence, there's only one way to avoid it. There's only one way to avoid domestic violence, and you are not about to avoid it. You are not about to avoid it. You go into it talking about, oh, you fall in love. Is that not flying? You're falling? It's not as though you're flying, you're elevated. You fall in love. Okay, you fall in love, jump in the broom, and all those little sayings that they're telling you that you're a fool. And that wedding is just a party for pre-divorce party. That wedding, all that food and all that dancing, that's pre-divorce. You have a good time before the divorce. And a lot of people like going to weddings because they get good food, and then they sit and talk in the background. I wonder how long this is going to last. That's what people be saying at your wedding. That is what people will be saying at your wedding, or last night, even before they're getting married. Now he was out there this, and he was out there that bachelor party, he was doing this, and they be talking about you. They be talking about you and eating your food and laughing in your face. That's the world you live in. It's the world you live in. Your only hope is that you can find something about yourself that you love, find something that you like to do that you love, and find something that whatever you're doing so well that you can cover yourself, you can support yourself. You do not need to be in a relationship. You don't need it. If you want it, whatever, but you're able to support yourself. And how far is that going to go? It's not going to go too far, because this world, this particular domain is set up differently. It's just set up differently. But good luck with that. What's her name though? What's her name? Let me see her name. Let me see her name. Her name is Melissa Savoury-Gittens. That's her name. You see, she has those big arms. No man's gonna mess with her. No one's gonna mess with her. But yeah, Melissa Savoury-Gittens. Good luck to you. It's not gonna work. Melissa, it's not gonna work. It's not going to work unless you preach staying single. What you're talking about, gender-based and red flag. It's not. Every relationship is abusive. Every relationship is abusive. You're going to find abuse in it. Okay? This is Sherry Veronica.
Help me spread the word about Naked Departure via social media. Subscribe and share to show support and love for our channels.